What's going on? Welcome to another episode of History of. Today's History of, well, that happened quick. Today's History of video will be on the one, the only, Marvel's favorite patriot and soldier, Captain America. Let's begin, shall we? Captain America first appeared in Captain America Captain America Comics issue number 1 in March of 1941. Captain America was created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. Wait, I found something. Oops, I almost forgot about that. Anyway, so Joe Simon is the one who actually fully created Jack Kirby and did help though. So yes. So Joe Simon, and what he originally was going to call Captain America Super America, which he wrote in his biography. But he said there was too many supers around in comics. Mainly Superman, but still. So we thought Captain America sounded a bit better since there weren't that many captains in comics. Anyone who was publisher at the time, Martin Goodman, and Martin Goodman told him that a Captain America solo comic series had to be published right away. So yes, and Jack Kirby did help him, and yes, the first issue of Captain America was born. As we can see here, this issue is really famous because Captain America is sucker punching the ass known as Adolf Hitler in the face, which is known as one of the most famous magazine covers of all, because this cover came out in 1941, and that's when World War II was going around. So they made this cover Captain America punching Hitler in the face, and to try and get some spirit back in the people, which is also really famous. You can imagine what Hitler's face looks like when you hear about this. I can, and must have been like shock for him. Also, Captain America also had a side name, and Bucky Barnes, or just Bucky, or whatever you like to call him. And Bucky at that time was the only kid sidekick. At the time, also Joe Simon based him around Bucky. His friend from high school, who was the basketball star. I think his name was Bucky. It was Bucky something. He based around that. And his friend basically in high school, who was a basketball star. Stan Lee also helped contribute to the character in issue number 3 of Captain America Comics, titled Captain America Foils the Traitor's Revenge, which was the first appearance of Captain America's circle shield that he could throw and spin. And why do I mean first appearance of that, and why not in the first issue? Let's touch on that now. On Captain America's origin itself. Cap's origin, his real name was Steve Rogers. He wanted to enlist in the army to help out his country, I forgot what they were like. The person who what did people call about it? I don't remember. But when he went to the person to sign up, what am I talking about? The person who was holding the signing sheets. The person who was holding the signing sheets told him that he could not sign up to the army, and because it has a skinny body. Well, pretty obvious. Look at him. He wouldn't last at least 5 minutes in war. But they catch the attention of Dr. Arania. What was it? Oh yeah, that's it. But anyways, I kind of got this messed up a bit. These images. Anyway, so Cap caught the attention of someone named Dr. Abraham Erskine. I got no idea how to pronounce that. And was volunteered for something called Project Rebirth. Project Rebirth was to make super soldiers that could enhance people's strength and speed, endurance, and everything almost. And so making Steve's body much more fit to fight in combat. As we can see, and became Captain America. Now, as you can see here, originally Cap's shield was in the shape of an upside down triangle. What it looks like. It had stars on the top and stripes going down. But later on in the comics, they would get rid of it. Mainly Cap would get rid of it because it got damaged, and he would then get a round-shaped shield, as you can see here, which could be thrown as a weapon. It was all fun and games for Cap and Bucky for fighting Nazis, Chinese people, Japanese, anything related in World War is what he was fighting. So because it was all based around that at that time. It was all fun again until Cap and Bucky were all stopping a bad guy known as Baron Zemo from launching a missile. Cap, they were able to stop it, but they were Cap and his sidekick Bucky were both blasted in the water. Cap was frozen, frozen in the water, while Bucky was supposedly dead, or so. And I'll touch. Am I mean that? No, not really. I'll touch on that in another History of the video. Anyway, so at that point, also in Timely Comics, later known as Marvel Comics, there to give you some information on what Marvel was originally called. Captain America was their #1 best-selling character, and also had a fan club known as the Sentinels of Liberty. Look at that. That's literally what they had in their fan club. Anyways, at some point, Captain America's comic book did get canceled in issue number 75. But at that time, it was Captain America's comic book became a horror book, which I got no idea where they got that from. It was titled Captain America: Weird Tales after that, which made no sense. Captain America would come back soon later on in Captain America Comics issue number 76, which would only last until issue number 78 until getting canceled again. But then, thanks to people like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, helped revive the character in a decade later in the 1960s, and Captain America was brought back in the Avengers issue number 4, which is one of the most famous comics, which is when Captain America joins the Avengers. And how did this happen? Well, during that time, the Avengers were traveling over the seas in a submarine while finding a body frozen in the water, and when they get the body, they realize it's Captain America. Now, also, the members of the Avengers at that time included Iron Man, Thor, Ant-Man, Wasp, and Hulk, but he left for some reason I don't know. But yes, they tested Captain America's strength and reflexes to see if he was the actual Captain America, and he was. And he told them And he told them about their origin and stuff of what happened to him and how he was frozen in water, what he could remember. And at some point, when the Avengers had to land, they were greeted by people and cameras and stuff. And so they returned to Stone, and Captain America had to figure out what was going on. And so yes, at that point, Captain America was revived by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, like I said, in his story. Stan Lee did help. And was helped revive in the 1960s, Captain America being recast, not got replaced, but recast in his by being a character haunted by his past and trying to survive in modern day. And so yes, now I also gonna talk. And of course he was helped by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby to help revive him. So yes, Stan Lee did help Captain America. I'm also going to mention now Captain America is deaf. Yes, he did die in the comics, like many other superheroes in the comics. What character does not die in comics anyways? Anyways, the Captain America died in a famous Marvel story called Civil War, which basically there was this superhero registration act where the superheroes had to sign up with the government and reveal their identities. Iron Man led a troop of heroes who did not want to, who did want to reveal their identities, while Captain led a troop of heroes who did want to, did not want to reveal their identities. People on Iron Man's team consisted of people like Mr. Fantastic, Yellow Jacket, I believe the entire Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man then at some point joined Cap's team, and Cap's team consisted of people like Thing, Patriot, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, people like that. But yes, but how Captain America died was in the aftermath of the book, which is when he was being arrested or taken into custody. He noticed a red dot on one of the cop's back, which was a targeting sign. So he jumps in the way and gets shot in the shoulder, which was actually Crossbones who did that. Then at some point, Agent Carter, who was his love interest at the time, was being mind controlled by Dr. Fosca, I believe his name was, and shot Cap in the stomach, and no one noticed, and he was dead. And she was mind controlled. If I didn't mention that, I don't believe I did. So yes, and that all happened in Captain America issue number 25, also known as Civil War Epilogue. At the time, also, Bucky Barnes, Bucky Barnes at the time, whose name as the Winter Soldier, took the name as Captain America. What that happens is, as Cap left Iron Man a note saying, "Take care of Bucky for me," and the Captain America mantle could go on. And Iron Man suggested to Bucky that he should become the next Captain America. And Bucky agrees and becomes the new Captain America. Now, I'll touch on more about him, like I said, in our History of video. At some point, Captain America did come back in comics. Of course, even though Marvel said he was dead in comics, but of course, like I said, when does a character stay dead in comics, actually? Well, yes, it happened in a story called Captain America Reborn, which was revealed. I had to write that down because it was like complicated. What happens is that the gun that Sharon Carter was using when it was hypnotized, actually, and what I did mention a couple seconds ago, that was actually she was actually hypnotized and actually caused Rogers, when she shot him, he actually caused Rogers to phase in and out of space and time, appearing in different events of his life and fighting battles, stuff like that. And something like the Red Skull did bring Captain America back to modern day, but with the power of the cosmic and cube, of course, and took over Rogers' body, but with the help of his friends, and Roger did regain control of his body. That someone in a story called Captain America Who Will Wield the Shield, Cap gave Bucky the permission to carry on the Captain America legacy and still be Captain America, because he didn't want to be Captain America. And the president also to get pardon Cap for all his crimes he did during the Civil War story arc. Of course, but that's the point. Now, of course, Cap is now, of course, in the in the Fear Itself story arc, which I'm not sure much about, which I'll learn about. A person named Sin, also known as Scatty, well, it was Sin being a person named by Scatty, he came and killed Bucky. So Cap soon put his costume back on and became Captain America again. So when they were fighting Scatty, and the Serpent joined the battle, and Scatty did actually grab Cap's shield and break it. They said it was made out of vibranium, which is unbreakable, but not really, apparently. But yes, that's what the Serpent looks like. At some point, Cap did wield Thor's hammer. Yes, he did wield Thor's hammer, and you don't know how that happened. If you think Thor's hammer cannot be lifted by anyone except Thor, that's not the case, because Thor, with the hammer, whoever worthy can pick up the hammer. Whoever's worthy, and the hammer will decide who's worthy and pick up the hammer, and wield the hammer. And of course, Cap is worthy. And don't get that so shocked by that. Many people have wielded the hammer in comics before. Anyways, so Cap and the others tried to distract Scatty while Thor delivered the final blow on the Serpent. Iron Man did give Cap back his shield, which was much more stronger by then. Bucky at some point did also leave the Captain America mantle because he was dead, like I said, and Cap took his name back. What I mean by that is only Cap, Nick Fury, and I believe it was Maria Hill or Agent Carter, I forget. I know it was Cap and Fury who knew that Bucky was still alive, and he soon took up the name as Winter Soldier again. Now, for any of you who are wondering what Cap is up to in the Marvel Now comics, Cap is actually no longer Cap. Steve is now no longer being Captain America, because a villain known as Iron Nail, there's an actual character called Iron Nail. I'm not sure much about him, and I forgot to get an image of him, but he actually took away the Super Soldier Serum that was inside Steve's body, so now because of that, without the Super Soldier Serum helping Steve stay young, and he's slowly aging, and because he was still frozen in time, so yeah, he was not like frozen, but he was frozen for a really long time, 70 years, and so yeah, of course he would be slowly aging. And right now there is no Captain America comics yet, and they have not revealed it. Well, actually they have, and I do know, but we'll talk about that in another video I'll be uploading today. So stay tuned for that one. Anyways, now get on to Captain America's TV shows. Captain America's first TV show was in 1979, which was a live-action show in black and white. Was not really the best show for its time. It actually wasn't good at all. Then later on came a colorful cartoon version of Captain America, which was really fun and stayed close to stuff in many of the source material back in the original comics, of course. Now, the cartoon back then, it was really weird animation they were doing. For images, it's literally how there was a scene, only some parts of the scene would move. There would be a person there, only the background would move, or their arm, and one of their arms would move. That's all they would do in scenes, and the arm would just move in the same direction and stuff like that. So it was kind of really bad. Cap would also later appear in an episode of the original X-Men cartoons known as The Old Soldiers, appearing with Wolverine, of course. Cap would also appear in the and later on in the 4th and the 5th season of the Spider-Man the Animated Series. In the 4th season, he was fighting the Red Skull with his old superhero group, which name escapes me at the time. But yes, he was also in season 5 in the Secret War story arc. There was also an episode he was in of the X-Men cartoon known as X-Men Evolution, an episode called Project Rebirth, where Wolverine had to destroy a machine that he and Cap thought they destroyed a long time ago. Cap doesn't talk in the episode at all, but it's still a good episode to watch. Cap also makes a couple appearances on Superhero Squad, which is a really good show you should watch. Cap was also a main member of the Avengers Earth's Mighty Heroes TV show, which is a great show to watch. Cap also made a couple appearances on Ultimate Spider-Man and the TV show, and also, of course, on Avengers Assemble. Now on to Cap's movies. Cap's first movie was in the 1990s, which was a really bad movie, and I talked about it on a top 10 video on my other channel, so you can go check out that. But yes, the film was really bad for its time. When I was watching it, I didn't really feel like I was watching a Captain America film. And then in 2011, a Captain America film called Captain America: The First Avenger, made by Marvel, came out, and was a really good film. And it was the last film that came out before The Avengers. So yes. It was also starring Chris Evans, who played Human Torch originally, but now Captain America. And now, of course, Cap also made an appearance in actually with the main member of the Avengers film, which was a big hit, starring other people like Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Tom Hiddleston, and Samuel L. Jackson. And Chris Evans acted along all of them in that film. Cap also made a quick cameo appearance in For the Dark World, which was a really funny cameo, but it was actually Loki impersonating Cap, so yes. And so yeah, and that's the For the Dark World poster. I kind of got the poster I got has like the wrong writing there for some reason, I don't know. Cap's latest film was Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which came out not too long ago. It was a great film. You go check it out. It's epic. Cap's next film will be in 2015 of summer, known as Avengers 2: Age of Ultron, which is promising to be a good film. And now there's also some other two films he appeared in, like in the animated films known as Ultimate Avengers and Ultimate Avengers 2. Not good films in general. And now I'm going to give you guys some of Captain America's villains. Yeah, he has quite a few ones. You have, of course, the Red Skull, Helmut Zemo, Dracula, Crossbones, Arnim Zola, Nuke, Batroc the Leaper, Madame Viper, Baron von Strucker, War God, Mr. Hyde, the Serpent Society, Flag Smasher, Taskmaster, the Jack-O-Lantern, Machine Smith, and many more. And now I'm going to give you guys some what to read, watch, and play. First with comics, of course. You have the first issue of Captain America ever, Captain America Comics number 1. The Avengers issue number 4. Captain America issue 109, which is his origin comic. Captain America Man Out of Time. The Death of Captain America, the complete collection. Captain America Reborn. The Fear Itself story arc. Well, the Marvel, the Uncanny Avengers story arc. Captain America's Marvel Now title, the Secret Wars story arc, which takes place in issue number 1 through issue number 12. There's also the Civil War story arc, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, the new Avengers, the Ultimate Avengers, and the Avengers Volume 4, issue number 12.1, and of course Avengers vs. X-Men. That's a few of the comics to get your Captain America on, stuff like that. My throat really dry. Other stuff you should be watching is Captain America: The First Avenger, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Avengers, and watch also Avengers 2: Age of Ultron when it comes out next year. Those are all good films, and Avengers 2 will also be a good film. I know it, and everyone should know it. Avengers vs. Mighty Heroes, watch that show; it's good. Avengers Assemble, which is a good show also. Spider-Man the Animated Series, the 4th and 5th season, which are really good. The X-Men Evolutions episode, Project Rebirth, which is a fun episode. Superhero Squad, and now for video games like Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2, and Lego Marvel Superheroes, and Captain America's game based on the movie, Captain America Super Soldier, which I'm not sure is a good game or not, but I think it is. It looks like one. Now, avoid, there's only 3 stuff you should really avoid. There's a 1990s movie, which is really bad, The original cartoon is also really bad. In 1979's live-action TV show, it's not a good one to watch. Like I said, it's really not good for its time, even like for its time. But yeah, there you go, guys. That'll conclude another episode of History Of. Thank you for watching this history of Captain America. I hope I gave a lot of information on Captain America. And I'll see you guys next time, or I'll see you today. Come up with another video today. And I'll see you guys later.